Everyone, my name is Zafar Khan and I'm part of Group 4B in Contemporary Teacher Leadership Assessment 2, our video presentation. And with my group, there is Mary, there is Muntar, Mohammed Shahzad and Radia. Our presentation is on intentional teaching and learning through ICT. So welcome to our presentation. Our school is Bass Hill High School, and we have conducted this project at this school about intentional teaching and learning through ICT. So what is intentional teaching and learning? For us, it's a mix of open-ended experiences, student-directed initiatives and teacher-guided activities. We believe it is watching our students with curiosity. Again, Bass Hill High School, it's a high school that is located in Western Sydney with a population of 630 students. According to my school website, Bass High School is a middle to low SES school with 78% of students presenting with language background other than English. Our aim was to use intentional teaching by challenging our students to use technology, that's including hardware and software, to access learning. Passenger Daz, Hirsch, Pesak and Golinoff 2017. To meet the needs of teaching in English, history and science, they are the KLAs we try to incorporate. In the current challenging environment, we had to find a safe place that was required to continue and enhance learning, to meet and collaborate amongst themselves, for the students and with us as teachers. We introduced the platform Zoom and a number of other applications to assist our students to perform their learning, including Blogger, PowerPoint, video editing tools, and Powtoon. Flair 2009. Firstly, a safe and secure environment was needed to assist our students to participate in learning that was required whilst observing all our statutory requirements. Students displayed an eagerness to take on these tools quite readily. The following table shows the evidence of students learning in the overarching area of active intentional learning. Here you can see that we have also tracked all students in their learning development areas in English, history and science through a tracking mechanism detailing each outcome students display in their learning. Late 2009. This was allowed to avoid any gaps in student learning. We can also use photos of student learning work as evidence of our learning. This has provided us with the means and ways of understanding how our students were learning. According to Leong and Bodrova 2012, it gave us an idea of what the student is interested in. This helped us to continue to plan our programs. Further, our reflection into our own teaching, where we actually identified any other opportunities of learning we may have missed. These steps all combined to form an effective teaching and learning cycle that proved vital for our own learning.
Thank you, Zafar, for the introduction. Our project is centered on improving academic achievement through intentional learning by facilitating the effective use of ICT. Our project aims to provide ICT strategies that help facilitate intentional learning processes that can be applied at our chosen school, Bass High School. Before we delve into the school's background, intentional learning must first be defined. Intentional learning is, as defined by Beretta and Scardamelia 1989, a cognitive process that has learning as a goal rather than an incidental outcome. Further to this, Scardamelia et al. 1989 discussed the effects of introducing computer-supported intentional learning environments, CSILEs, and we see over the past 2 decades an increase in research that concludes that CSILEs are conducive to incorporating ICT in intentional learning. High School is a public government school with a predominantly low socioeconomic community. According to ACARA's statistics on the My School website, 68% of students at Bass High School are within the lowest quarter and a further 23% are within the lower middle quarter. These low socioeconomic statistics might generally indicate a lack of technological access within the school environment, both for teaching and learning, and often this may detract from student ability to engage with effective ICT infrastructure throughout their programs. While this may pose an issue, the aim of this project is to provide the school with strategies to effectively and efficiently use and adapt its available ICT resources, including technology, hardware and software, to create intentional learning environments. We have identified that Bass High School has sufficient ICT infrastructure to include software and applications in their teaching across several KLAs. Combined with the goal of enhancing intentional learning, this project aims to provide strategies that allow ICT to be used effectively and efficiently in a school environment like the one at Bass High School. 91% of students at Bass High School coming from the lower half of the socioeconomic spectrum, combined with a further 78% coming from non-English speaking backgrounds. It can be inferred that classes at this school may benefit from an increase in differentiation, both in teaching, delivery and content, and learning. This project will provide strategies for Bass High School to improve its use of ICT in an effective manner to help provide differentiated teaching and learning that is intentional and goal-centered in order to improve academic achievement. Higgins 2003 mentions in this article that ICT on its own is not enough, and rather it needs to be used in an effective manner with clear learning goals and strategies, as is expected of the intentional learning process.
Thank you, Munta. I will now start to discuss the importance of adopting ICT as a tool in the subject of history to foster intentional learning and improve students' overall academic achievement. The subject of history is organized into two interrelated strands. This includes historical knowledge and understanding historical inquiry and skills. These strands are significant as it allows students to learn about the past, conduct their own historical inquiry, and adopt the skills they need to investigate the past. Students' academic achievement in the subject of history can improve significantly through their use of ICT, as it provides them with the opportunity to intentionally learn. For example, students can be provided with the opportunity to research on virtual libraries and museums to locate and analyze sources individually and collaboratively. Students can further be provided with the opportunity to create digital projects, such as online brochures and digital posters. In addition, students can also be provided with the opportunity to complete history-related tasks on Education Perfect, which will allow students to build on their knowledge and understanding of the content.
Thank you, Radaya. I will now discuss the significance of utilizing ICT in the subject English and how it supports the students' expression of knowledge and understanding in different ways. In the KLO of English, learners will be developing their critical, informational, and creative capabilities and enhance their knowledge of language forms and features. Students will become confident and imaginative users of ICT and comprehend the effect of utilizing technologies beyond their learning experiences. In teaching the subject English, the use of a variety of ICT tools helps students to express their knowledge and understanding in different ways of what they have learned and improves the learning process. For instance, allowing students to create an experience with diverse digital tools such as ICT presentation slides, blogs, online mind mapping, and videos. This enables students to become independent learners, encourages flexibility, and activates critical and creative thinking. Such opportunities in learning serve learners with new ways of expressing or demonstrating their knowledge in the subject and provides teachers with new strategies to assess or check the students' understanding.
Thank you. I will now discuss the importance of implementing ICT as a tool in science to foster intentional learning and improve students' overall academic achievement. Science is a subject that promotes investigation and research of secondary and primary sources to collect and analyze data and enhance the understanding of learners. In this process of change, information communication technology, that's ICT tools, resulting from new scientific and technological developments are present in everyday aspect of life, including education. The research outcomes suggest that when the technology is readily available, such as YouTube videos, ChemDraw, the students receive the opportunity to develop skills and students have gained benefit in respect to their subject knowledge and understanding.
I will now discuss the goal of our action research project, which we plan to undertake across English, history, and science. The main goal of our research project is to use ICT as a tool in order to foster intentional learning and to improve students' academic achievement. Spector and Kim 2014 proposed that intentional learning implies that there is a recognized learning goal and that those involved are rational agents who can make choices with regard to achieving that goal. They further note that technology can be used as a tool to improve engagement in intentional learning situations and students' overall achievement. Hanman, Ullman, and Orlando further propose that technology enables students to intentionally learn and can help them achieve specific goals and enhance their overall learning experience. According to research, we will therefore implement a variety of strategies to achieve the goal of using ICT as a tool to promote intentional learning. Providing students with the opportunity to intentionally learn while using ICT will improve their academic achievement by them being engaged, self-regulating their own learning, and achieving their goals. We aim to achieve the goal by running compulsory masterclass sessions for students once a fortnight on a Friday, period 1, during either English, Maths, or Science. The masterclass sessions will teach students how to use ICT and different software programs, which they can use to intentionally learn on their own. We will also run a compulsory incursion in week 2 of term 2. An ICT expert will teach students how to use the software program Education Perfect. We will further lead ICT student time sessions once a week on a Friday, period 6, during either English, Maths or Science, for students to work on individual research tasks and collaborative group projects. We will also further run 2 professional development sessions during the term. We will teach teachers how to use ICT competently, model strategies using ICT, and guides on how to use the software programs in order for teachers to promote intentional learning.
Thank you, Rodea. The measure of improvement is achieved through quantitative and qualitative data actions such as weekly surveys or interviews. This helps to understand whether the use of ICT in learning and teaching leads to improvements in the educational experience. For instance, in Figure 1, utilizing questionnaires to rate that includes scaling from 1 to 5 regarding the number of ICT used every week. Here, 1 refers to never and 5 refers to definitely or always. Another option for measuring improvement is through interviewing as a qualitative data collection for this project. Here, finding out details can be attained through computer-assisted personal interviewing, that is online face-to-face interviewing, for example, using Zoom meeting. Figure 2 shows the use of open-ended questions. For example, how do you think the use of ICT supported the learning experience in school? Or in what way do you think the use of ICT has helped you achieve your classwork more effectively? This can also be completed by submitting online responses to the open-ended questions as a form of a quiz, which can be anonymous as an option. In this case, these data collection tools aid to measure the improvement of the implementation consistently and provides weekly data to check its effectiveness and number of times utilized to support the teaching and learning process.
Thank you, Mary. Now on to our project timeline. Our project timeline is quite balanced, where it incorporates the daily teaching schedules of all our teachers. Our initial approval may require an extended period for executive approval. Hence, we have utilized term 1 for this process, allowing for any misadventures. We have also allowed for a substantial period for observation of our students. This will provide us with means and ways of understanding how our students are learning. Leong and Badroba, 2012. It gives us an idea of what the student is interested in. These all help us to continue to plan our programs. Further, with our reflection into our teaching, we can identify any other opportunities of learning we may have missed. Again, these steps are all combined to form an effective teaching and learning cycle. Included within the schedule is an incursion to assist students with professional input from external sources in week 2. Our collaborative project will entail a teaching and learning period of approximately 8 weeks, which is timely and effective when considering a 10-week school term. I'll now pass on to Shazan. Thank you, Shazan.
Thanks, Zafar. The project aims to create a cycle of continuous improvement within the school involving students and teacher, as well as aim to affect the greater school community in a positive way. In secondary school, the teachers and students will develop a varied range of skills as the project is implemented. The use of ACT, reflect, and plan strategy across the project will give the project a more solid foundation and would result in a cycle of continuous improvement. On behalf of our entire team, I would like to thank everyone for listening to the presentation. Thank you.